I mean, the big thing that you have is for Ukraine. Ukraine, you know, they want. I mean, one of the biggest issues that has been going on, and one of the biggest problems in resolving the Ukraine-Russia issue, is Ukraine want to become part of the European Union, and they also want to be part of NATO because they saw the value in being protected because they're the front lines. And yes, and the money that comes in with it, but it's also the protection. And actually, you know, Europe and the US want them to be part of it because that way that means that the entire border between Europe and Russia is now full of NATO nations. That when Ukraine first got attacked, within a matter of very short period of time, you had a number of the Scandinavian Nordic nations and some of the old Western, the Warsaw Pact countries jump in and say, yo, hey, we're not at war right now, but we want to be part of you. What can you vote us in? And so that's in a very short period of time, I think we added 12 countries within the past 2 to 3 years. And so that's the biggest problem that you have right now is that the Ukraine is the one hole there, and that's why it's such a sticking point because Russia then is fearing that okay, Ukraine becomes part of the NATO alliance. Well, then that means that now we're facing NATO all on that side, and that sort of shuts down their aspirations for eastward expansion, which is what they've wanted all the way along.
I'll do one correction.
Yes.
That in their strategic concepts papers, they talk about the time when Russia first invaded Ukraine and illegally annexed the Crimean Peninsula in 2014. That started in 2014. Since that time, there have been four new nations come in. Montenegro in 2017, North Macedonia in 2020, Finland in 2023, which is a big deal because Finland is right on the border with Russia, and Sweden came in 2024. But, the fact that we've
You're right.
expanded.
Yeah, no, it was back, back in the mid '90s is when the larger expansion,
Yeah, right
including
after the fall of the Berlin Wall in
that's when you
1989,
had the
there was a
Warsaw
mad
Pact countries
rush
come
for
in.
it. So starting 10 years later, you had three new NATO member states. Czechia, Hungary, Poland came in. And then in 2004 and 2009, those 2 years alone, that's what? 3, 7, 9.
There you go.
The floodgates open on Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Albania, and Croatia.
There you go.
I got to make a song out of that somehow.
Yeah.
But after all that, and we've tried to, distill as much as we can, we have this from World War II, keep the Russians at bay. And now things have shifted over time. What does it have to do with today? Because we hear about it, and which is the reason why you've asked us to talk about it, because all of the stuff in the past 2 weeks with the involvement with Iran and where's NATO? And Trump has said from the podium on a number of occasions at the beginning of the hostilities that he was particularly disappointed that the NATO allies did not come to assist with this. They actively tried to block it from not being able to use airspace to not use this. And he kept going on and on and on. And again, what we talked about before, there were so many people all over the place, these talking heads, who thought that NATO would compel them to do it. And there's some people said, no, the North American treaty, the NATO treaty doesn't compel it. It says if we want to, it's all discretionary and everything in between. So, Lou,
Well,
your thoughts about NATO right now with the whole Iran thing?